All right. So we're live, which means I hope people find this. Okay. I have Star with me at the moment, which means that she's might bark, which is not helpful, as you know. And I am going to tell people I'm live. Oh, someone's watching. To make sure that it is working. So, in case you have no idea what I am doing, I am answering your questions that you asked on my blog. Hello! Oh, hi, Lydia. I'm so glad you're on here. Glad to see you all. So, some people were watching for me, which is wonderful. So hold on while I go tell people that I am live now. And then we'll get started. Oh, hi. I'm just a normal person. I am not Canadian or British, I'm sorry to say. I'm like posting so many times on my blog this week. You're gonna be all tired of me. So, okay. I'm sorry this is taking so long. So sorry. All right. Let's get this started. Can I play that guitar? Yes, I can. I can play guitar. I can play lots of different instruments. So that is very exciting. I like guitar. Can you play guitar? So the first question, also feel free to put questions in the chat. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. So does Snowball have a middle name? Yes, he does have a middle name. His middle name is Candy, which is a really long story, and he's kind of embarrassed about it because that's a girl rabbit name, according to him. But I co-authored a book, which will never be in print. But I co-authored a book, and one of the characters had a rabbit that was white named Candy. So I named Snowball after the rabbit. So that's a kind of interesting tidbit to know, but that's the answer. Has he ever eaten banana peels? What an odd question. I try not to feed my rabbit food that Google does not say is good for them. I've never tried to give him banana peels. So, I don't know. Let's see, what's the next one? What's the most trouble Snowball has ever gotten into? Snowball is actually a really good rabbit. The biggest trouble that ever happened with him was I let him out of his cage one afternoon, and I think I was the only one home, and so I went to read a book or something, and when everybody came home, we couldn't find Snowball anywhere. I was freaking out. I was so scared, and like we all thought he had died or something. We searched the whole house. One of my younger siblings, when they had come home, had left the door open, so we were all sure that Snowball had gotten out, and I was crying. I was so sad. I was, very dramatic, and so we went to church because it was a Wednesday night, and we told our pastor, like the pastor would always tease me about Snowball and be like, has he died yet? And I finally told him I really didn't appreciate it. And so, but this Sunday, or Wednesday night, it was Wednesday night, sorry. Whenever I think of church, I think of Sunday. This Wednesday night, he said, how's Snowball? Is he dead yet? And I said, yes. And like, I was, so close to crying. And my pastor was just like, I'm so sorry. And so I was like, I'm not sure if he's dead. He's disappeared. He's been gone for 4 hours now. I don't know where he is." Um, and then I went on my whole rampage. It's all my fault. If I had been watching him, it wouldn't have happened. And so we get home and I'm all sad and I'm sitting on the couch and all of a sudden one of my siblings goes, "I hear him." I was like, "How can you hear a rabbit? Rabbits are silent, aren't they?" But they heard him. And so we were looking everywhere. We knew he was in the living room. And it turned out that he had gotten inside of our sofa. And now the sofa is his favorite place to stay. And we're okay with that. But he had never gotten off the rug before. So we were like, where could he have gone? So he was inside the sofa. And when he came out, or we got him out, we dragged him out. I was so happy. I was just like, he's not dead. I was so scared he was dead. So that was the trouble Snowball's gotten into. That's the only time he's ever made me cry or get upset and stuff. So also when he was little bunny, he wasn't box trained yet, so he had a few accidents, which was not fun to clean up. So I hope that made sense because I'm really rambling. What's Snowball's favorite book? That's a good question. I don't know what Snowball's favorite book is, and he's not in the room. Hmm. What is Snowball's favorite book? He doesn't read much. He's unlike my dog. My dog reads a lot. In fact, she was reading last night. So, yeah. And Belle, no one sat on him because the sofa is like a box underneath, I guess, and it's hard to explain, but here's the cushions, and he got on the siding, like up in the arm kind of area. So yeah, he was not squished, thankfully. Yeah, I don't know what Snowball's favorite book is. I'm gonna have to ask him. That's kind of an important thing to know, right? What's your greatest weakness? Oh dear. This is like a deep question. I'm gonna have to think about this. What is my greatest weakness? If you mean like the worst trait of my like part of my personality, it's probably I like to tease people a lot if I love them. Or, just mess with them. And sometimes people don't like appreciate being messed with. So that is kind of a weak part, I guess. If that's what you mean. But if you mean like weak as in like weak, that's like so hard to describe. As in I'm not strong in that area. Oh, I don't know. Like if you kind of I guess like a way to like get me down really fast is really to like insult my honesty. Like I like to be secretive. I honestly don't like everybody knowing everything about my life because like I'm like whose business is that? But at the same time, if you kind of say that you think I'm lying or something, I will immediately be extremely hurt because I'm like, I am not lying. I'm trying to be honest here. Just because I'm secretive does not mean I'm not honest. So I guess that's some things that some people have said to me that have really hurt. If that's weakness. So I'm not exactly sure what you mean by weakness. You could take that lots of different ways. All right. What's the weirdest thing about you? That's a really good question. And hello, Essie. What is the weirdest thing about me? I have lots of weird things. I mean, like, I have this kind of dimple thing over here that's not exactly a dimple. And if you mean like looks wise, I'm also really tall and lanky. So that can be considered weird. My ankles crack. That can be considered weird. Like all my joints crack. Like I'm very flexible. I'm like kind of double jointed some areas. Like personality wise, what's weird with me? I think I'm just all around weird. Yeah, I don't know. Lots of people have told me I'm odd or like not normal. So I don't know what would be exactly weird because everything that's weird about me is extremely normal to me because I'm like used to it, because that's me. So That's a long ramble for the answer. I don't know. Yes, I am the crazy A. So I have no idea what's the craziest part about me. That's like just hard to answer. How did you decide on the name for Snowball? My mom says that the reason I decided Snowball is because we have any pet I've named is Snow, and where I live, we do not get snow. So I've named Snowflake and Snowball. So we have a cat named Snowflake and a rabbit named Snowball. And we don't get any snow where we live really much. So she says that's the closest thing I'm gonna get to snow, which is not actually how Snowball was named Snowball. Snowball was named Snowball before I got Snowball. Um, so my friend named him Snowball because when he was a baby, like bitty bitty little baby, like as soon as his fur came in, he was all white. And so yeah, it's just kind of it stayed. I didn't really want to change his name because I know my friend really well and she was going to visit him, and so it was just kind of like Snowball will be Snowball. And I also couldn't think of anything other than Snowball. So that's the way it is, folks. He's Snowball. What does Snowball think of the now I'm reading the chat, and one of you said something about Western. Okay. So where am I? Okay. What does Snowball think of the rest of your family? Some of my family members like to say that he likes them better than he likes me, which obviously isn't true. But he is he loves my mom a lot. He definitely loves my mom. And he likes my older brother who will pick him up and hug him and stuff. And he loves Rose because she feeds him every night because I forget to feed myself, so why would I remember to feed my rabbit? So he is really close to the older members of the family. He'll like my dad occasionally, but he doesn't like my younger siblings very much because they like to terrorize him. In fact, we have some interesting stories about that. So, does he like them? Yes, he does like them. Overall, Snowball likes my family. He'd be sad without us. He likes lots of attention, so he likes my family. What is Snowball's favorite snack? Apples, obviously. He also really likes watermelon in the summer because we usually don't have apples in the summer, so watermelon too. And he eats a lot of greens and a lot of hay and a lot of kibble, so I don't know which one's his favorite. I think apples and watermelons are. So, yep. What type of apple does Snowball prefer? Oh dear. He likes fresh apples because he usually gets leftover apples, but he likes fresh apples. And I think he prefers like Empire apples more. So like red apples. He doesn't like Granny Smith at all. He likes Honeycrisp okay, but sometimes he doesn't eat the Honeycrisp. So he's very picky. Oh, I love pink ladies too. Oh my goodness, they're so good. In fact, I was eating one right before this. I went live. So let's see. Well, do you have a favorite writing snack? I usually don't eat when I write because I don't like getting what I'm writing on messy, and I get my hands messy when I eat. But I do eat a lot of potato chips, and if I have candy, that might be like added motivation to keep writing. So I do kind of eat candy while I write. So, oh, you don't like apples? What's that? I eat like 3 apples a day sometimes if I'm really hungry. And we have lots of apples, which we always have lots of apples. So we eat a lot of apples in my house. How long does it take you to draw each illustration? That is a good question, and it really varies. When I first started, it took about an hour for each illustration. So the very first illustration when you open the Snowball book, that took me an hour. and it was hard, really hard. But as I kept drawing, you can kind of tell the illustrations kind of change a little bit because I kind of changed how I drew rabbits because it was a learning process, y'all. And so it's kind of it shifts and changes. So, yep. um so once I got really good at the illustrations, I'm trying to think how long the last illustration took me. I went in and changed a lot of the illustrations or added a lot of them before I actually published them. So I'm going to grab my book right now to look at them. All right. So the first page illustration took me a while because I did not do a lot of Snowball standing up. And I wanted it to look really cute and colorful. Not like super colorful, but as you can see, its arms are kind of colorful if you can really see. And I wanted it to definitely be eye-catching. So that took a while. And also getting my words straight up here took forever because I am terrible at writing straight lines, as you can see throughout the book. See, it kind of slants a little bit. I should have taken time with all of them to write lines underneath, but I did not. So I'm going to check up on what y'all have been talking about. Okay. So, like the little drawings, like this little hat, took probably about 10 minutes maybe. It did not take long at all because I knew what I was drawing and doing. This picture I had to do again and again and again, and I'm still not happy with it. I mean, he looks kind of scary, if you ask me. This picture actually was one of the easiest. I don't know why. And I was really scared about it, and I showed it to my mom. I showed it to my mom, and I was like, "Is that look good at all?" And she was like, "Yeah, that's one of the cutest pictures in there." I'm like, "Really? Really?" Okay. Wow, we're talking about broccoli over here. Okay, I like broccoli. Broccoli's really good. So let's see. Yeah, it was anywhere from an hour to 10 minutes for the illustrations. But the 10 minutes ones are like the cat's tail. I don't even know if you can see that, the cat's tail. So the illustrations were something that I was really scared about, like letting everyone see, because they were a huge part of it. It's a children's book, so what draws children a lot of times is the illustrations. And I have never thought of myself as an artist or a good artist, to put it any way close to the truth. So the idea of putting my art out there along with my book and my name scared me a lot. And so I almost didn't do that. And yes, that is my book that I wrote that I was showing everybody. So I was really, really nervous to let everybody see my pictures. I was like, oh no, nobody's gonna like them. But it's turned out I think that I am my worst critic. So what ages is the book geared to? It's geared towards 2 to 5 or early readers. So if you're gonna read it aloud, it's definitely 2 to 5. But if you're an early reader and you're just flipping through a book, it's pretty easy to read. So, yep. Does Snowball do any tricks? I tried to teach him tricks. Like, I wanted him to be one of those bunny, like, they have competitive bunny, like, jumping. I wanted him to do that, or like him to be a show bunny or something like that. But one, he couldn't be a show bunny, even though he is a full-bred English spot, because he does not have good spots. He has 2 little spots. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, jumping. I couldn't get him over the jumps. He'd jump around them. He outsmarted me. So I gave up. He does not do any tricks, sadly. Sad. That's very sad. Yes, it would have been cool for him to be the show bunny. I almost put him in the county fair And then the thought of my poor bunny sitting there for a week without me kind of I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Okay. Let's see. What do you guys do for school? And someone up there asked about my school curriculum. So, I am homeschooled. And I've been homeschooled. I was not homeschooled through kindergarten, but from first or maybe it was preschool, I don't know. One of those I did go to like a little school program and stuff. Um, but I am homeschooled, and what we do for school changes pretty much for the grades, obviously, and what curriculum we're using at the moment. My mom kind of has just chosen a lot of different curriculum that she likes and has put them together. And each curriculum, like our what clicks with us, changes for each child. So what me and my older brother use for math or like for reading, my younger siblings haven't used because it just didn't click. It wasn't the best way for them to learn. So my mom tries to teach us the best way for us to learn. So yeah. But like extracurricular things like art and stuff, we all use the same curriculum. So, because that's easier, you know. Um, so let's see. What is your favorite genre to write? That's a really good question because I've tried all different kinds of genres. I have done romance. I will never let anybody see my romance because that's why. I have written historical fiction. I have written fantasy even. I've written my best works are definitely mystery. I tried for NaNoWriMo this year. I did historical fiction. I'm kind of proud of it. I know I need to go back and rewrite the ending because it was terrible, but I was rushing through it. And at the moment, I am writing a dystopian novel. So I have tried every pretty much kind except for nonfiction, which I really want to write a nonfiction someday. I'm just waiting for that right story to come, you know? The right nonfiction story to come. Probably my best works are mystery, though. Mystery is really easy for me to do. So, yeah. um, but my best genre or my favorite genre. I thought the question was best, and I was like, I think it's mystery, but you have to ask my better readers. My favorite genre to write is probably mystery because it's easiest for me. Though I have been having so much fun with the dystopian, like in the planning stages and everything, so I'm really excited about it. Historical fiction is a lot of fun to write, but you are definitely limited because you have the time frame. You know, you have to stick to facts and, you know, go from there. So okay, tips for mystery novels. My biggest tip for people, when they say they can't go through mystery novels or they're having a hard time with mystery novels, is to take the starting point and take the ending point. And if you can't get anywhere with the starting point, take the ending point then and go backwards. So you know what the ending is going to be. So you need to go backwards and choose logical ways for the ending to happen. And then once you have those chosen, you start from the beginning again and make sure that they're not obvious. So they're there, but then when you get to the ending and the mystery solved, it's surprising. And everybody's like, whoa, I did not see that coming. So that's my number one tip. And if I went into more tips, it would get really long. So there we go. Are you selling your other books? Not yet. I have not published any other books as of yet. I want to definitely. But we'll see. If I can get traditionally published, I would love that. But we'll see where God leads. Okay. I'm trying to catch up on what y'all are talking about. Okay. You're really stuck in the middle of the story. You think it's a really good story, but now you don't? And do I have any ideas? Okay. Being stuck in the middle of the story is one of the most discouraging things a person can ever happen to a writer. oftentimes when I'm stuck in the middle of the story, I just feel like I'm drowning because I maybe know what I want the ending to be, and I've had the beginning and I love the beginning, but I'm stuck in the middle and I don't know how to get to the end. And so you're at that middle point and you want to get to the climax as fast as possible, but you also want it to be logical. Um, so being stuck is a terrible feeling. Like, just terrible. Who does not hate being stuck? So, my advice for being stuck in the middle is number one, don't panic. Whenever I think of being stuck in the middle, I think of someone being claustrophobic. And when they start panicking because they're in a tight space, it just goes downhill, right? So, if you're panicking because you're stuck, it's just going to go downhill from there. I often try to get away from a story at least for a weekend at the very least if I'm stuck in the middle, and just give yourself some breathing time. So I would say during that breathing time, you can go on walks and everything, but keep your notebook near you. And if during that time, just write down questions, like just random questions, like, why am I stuck? And even if your answers are, I have no idea why I'm stuck, it just begins the thinking process. And oftentimes I have in my notebooks just 3 pages of dialogue between myself, or I guess monologue. I say dialogue because I feel like I'm talking to myself. Anyway, monologue of me going, I have no idea what to do with this character. I don't know where I'm going with this story. This story is terrible. And usually that don't go into the story's terrible because that doesn't help. But the rest of those things often help to bring ideas. And once you've got your mind going, think of the most impractical things for your story. I mean, seriously, just write them down. Like, well, aliens could attack and this could happen. And then go, well, if the aliens didn't attack, maybe a rabid dog could bite one of them. And there could be this, huge scene where the rabid dog and the hero are fighting, and the hero ends up killing the rabid dog, and then he has to go get rabies shots. Just get those juices out there. It doesn't matter how impractical. So, I hope that helps. And then once you have some ideas, just go back and start writing. Just push through it, So I could go on and on about writing, but we're going to, stop. So, hi to Lydia's little sisters. Oh, I'm glad I'm fun. Does Snowball do well with strangers? That's a really good question. And the answer is yes. There have been a few people he's just like, no. But most other people, he enjoys, he's in the living room. So people will come and visit and he'll be pet or noticed, and they'll often put their hands in his cage and just rub his ears or something, and he's really calm and good with people. That's good too, Belle. Just writing what you think, just the scenes. You see scenes, but you don't know how to put them in your story. Just write the scenes that you see, and then when you go back, like a jigsaw puzzle, arrange them as how you want them to be arranged in your story, and then write bridges to them. So that's a good way to do it. So good, Belle. Good. Okay. That sounded like I was saying you to a dog. Good, Belle. Good, Belle. I did not mean it that way. Okay. What breed is Snowball? Snowball is an English spot rabbit. So that's a smaller type of rabbit, and they're not meat rabbits. And if you want to know the difference between meat rabbits, you see pictures of those rabbits that have the huge chests. That pretty much defines a meat rabbit from a show rabbit like Snowball. And Snowball does not have the big chest thing going on. And none of his family had that going on either. What is the interesting string thing on my bookshelf? Star, be quiet. Star. Thank you. That is a lap harp. I hope you can hear me over my dog. um, hold on while I put her outside. Come here. Come here. Come here, you shitty little pups. Here. You want to be in the video? Say hi. Say hi. No, I am not going to be eating a Snowball. So the string thing on my the string thing on my bookshelf is a lap harp, and I can play it. I have never been very good at it because I've never really practiced it. But yeah. Oh, say hi to everybody. They're saying hi to you. She's like, I'm not having anything to do with this. Okay. What or who was your inspiration for the Snowball book? Okay. Snowball obviously was my inspiration. But I did enjoy these children's books called Good Dog Carl. And it's about a Rottweiler. And it's mostly a wordless book. Like, the books are mostly wordless. And the illustrations, stop, be quiet, are beautiful. Okay, she's not being quiet, so. Pups, come here. I'm going to put you outside of my door. You're not allowed to be loud. Go play. Sorry about that. Okay, so where was I? Good Dog Carl. And they're really, really, really fun kids' books that I like to read when I have nothing else to do. So, yeah, Good Dog Carl kind of was my idea of, oh, what if I could make a children's book like this about rabbits? And also, I love, love, love Beatrix Potter books. I just love them. And so they kind of are really cool about rabbits. And so I kind of decided, hey, there needs to be more kid rabbit books. Rabbit books for kids. That sounds better. So, yep. And thank you. I love my bookshelf too. Okay. So, we have covered that. Now, I don't know if this question was really serious, but I've been having a hard time trying to figure out how to answer it. It's very, very disturbing. Question is, who are you? And I've been like this about it. I don't know who I am. I have written multiple bios about myself. I have an about page on my blog about myself. I have introduced myself to many, many, many people. But when it all boils down, who am I? And I still don't know. I don't know how to begin with who am I? And so, a friend said, I know the answer. I was like, great. And she said, I'm not going to be on there. I'm like, how helpful. So, I have no idea who I am. I'm a teenage American girl who has lots of dreams and ambitions. And I try to conquer those ambitions and stuff. But, hold on. I was thinking, I lost my place because y'all are talking over here. But while I do those ambitions and stuff, I try to honor and serve God and enjoy Him forever. So that's who I am. Very different person. Okay, so what were you asking me over here? Something about movies. Have I watched the Beatrix Potter movies? No. I have not. I have barely watched any movies. Like, I think I've heard of them. But, yeah, I don't think I've watched them. Okay. So, do you have any questions before I go? Any questions? Yes, that is our purpose, Rachel Taylor. So. Not Harry Potter movies, Beatrix Potter movies. I have not watched any of the Harry Potter movies either. Yep. You know, when I was little, for whatever reason, I thought Beatrix Potter had written Harry Potter. I don't know why, but I did. So that was one of my things. My mom would be like, "No, they haven't. She didn't she didn't write Harry Potter." And I'd be like, "Yes, but her last name's Potter, so didn't she write Harry Potter?" Have I read the Harry Potter books? I did when I was 7. I do not remember hardly anything about them, and I don't know if I would want to reread them. But when I was 7, I read the Harry Potter books, and I'm like, wow, I was a smart 7-year-old because those are some heavy books. But, yep, I read them. Any other questions? Oh, while you think of more questions. I almost forgot that there's a giveaway, and I haven't announced the winner yet. And I was going to announce the winner. Wow, I was live. So I went and I chose 2 random winners through Raffle Copper. It's Raffle Copper now. And so I got 2 random winners, and so then I wrote their names on slips of paper, and I have them inside my hat here. And I am going to choose them. Now, I am so astonished how many entries there were, because I did have a giveaway going on in August, I think, and for my blog anniversary, and I barely got any entries. And wow, there were a ton of entries, and I'm so glad all of you entered. I'm sorry all of you couldn't win. So I'm going to close my eyes. Okay. Let's see who the winner is. The winner is Olivia Henderson. I hope I pronounced that right. Da-da-da-da! Yep. Who is it?
That's Snowball supposed to be up here.
Do you have him with you? Yeah. And now for a guest appearance. Okay.
Ow, don't scratch me.
Oh, Snowball Wabbit. The real Snowball Wabbit. Give everybody kisses. He's like, no, I'm not giving you kisses. Weirdo. So, this is what the real Snowball looks like when I take him out of his habitat. Look how white and cute and fluffy he is. Okay, I think I saw a question up there. Ah, yes. Where did you get that banjo? I got the banjo, that's up there, from a pawn shop near me, because we obviously shop pawn shops and stuff like that. So, which was awesome. He's like, I'm not sure I'm enjoying this. Are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying this? Oh, there's the cat. Here, take him downstairs, okay?
Come here, Snowball.
That's my hair. My hair. And now for another fluffy animal. I told you Angel might be here. Say hi, Angie. Okay.
I'll go get Star.
Take Snowball downstairs. No, I already have Stars. Star's already been here. Go, both of you downstairs. Downstairs. Siblings like to come in. Okay. You love my hair. Oh, thank y'all. What is the weather like right now?
Lots of rainy.
Yeah, it's violet.
She wanted me to pet her.
I know. Out of the room, though. I told you to get out. This is my Q&A, not yours. I love my siblings. Okay. What is the weather like right now? It has been gray for like 3 weeks. So it is gray and wet. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry you're allergic to cats. Actually, I'm not, because I don't like cats. But I'm sorry because you're sorry. So, all right. Any more questions? I'm here to answer them. Oh, the cat's looking at something. I wish it was sunny. I want to wake up to a sunny day. Like, it's been foggy for 3 weeks every morning, and I've woken up and it feels so miserable to wake up that. When did I get my braces off? Someone noticed! Oh my. Oh wait, I did have a video about that, so that might help. I got my braces off. I got the top off in January, and then a week or two ago, I got the bottoms off. So that's exciting. Invisalign. I wish I could have had Invisalign, but since they were fixing my bite and not my actual, like, how straight they were and stuff, I was not allowed to have Invisalign. I wouldn't have worked. So, can I tell you a random childhood story? I have to think of one. Oh, thanks. I'm glad. My teeth look great. um, Random childhood story. That's a really good question. I'm trying to think, like, you know how people ask you a question and immediately your brain just goes blank? That's kind of what just happened. So I'm trying to think of a year. Like, okay, I just thought of one. It has to do with mud and it has to do with cars. When I was little, and I still am actually, I was obsessed. Like, I'm still kind of obsessed with it, but it has been toned down, thankfully. I was obsessed with mud. To me, the best thing ever was getting so muddy, like so muddy, and like just covering yourself in mud or like dirt or something. When I was 11, I would still give myself dirt baths. So I just loved it. So I would make fairy towns. I get water. And growing up when I was younger, like 5 to 7 or something, there was a major drought where I lived and we weren't allowed to have water at all. And so even after that, my mom was really like, you can't have water, bring water outside or anything because, water does cost money. So I would get little cups of water and I go, I'm thirsty, mommy. And so little liar me would sneak water outside with cups and dump it in the mud. So sometimes we were allowed to have the hose going though. And so the hose was going and it was like a fairy town. And so we decided to do the fairy town right next to the driveway. At the time, we had someone visiting us. And so we had our fairy town, and we'd always make this huge, huge mud house for the castle. And then we had the little, the medium-sized houses for the rich people, the teeny tiny little hovels for the poor people. And so it, was a huge ordeal, and it took a long time to make these mud things. And my brother he didn't like mud, so he would sit there and tell me what to do, and I would make them most of the time. So we did our mud thing, and then we decided we would throw mud balls at the trash can. And so we threw the mud balls, mud ball after mud ball, and there's splatters on the trash can. And then we went inside. And I don't know if I got in trouble for being muddy, but I probably did because I wasn't really supposed to get muddy. But the major point of the story is the person came out of visiting with my mom and she got to her car. And I guess she just really liked her car clean or something. But there were splatters of mud on her car. And we did not put the splatters of mud there. The splatters of mud might have come by accident or something. But we weren't extremely close to her car where we were doing the mud either. So I remember her just being like really upset that we had made her car like, muddy. And my mom was like, did you put the mud on her car? And we were like, no, we promised we didn't. We knew better than to throw mud onto someone else's car because Why would he do that? But, so we got in trouble for putting mud on the person's car, even though I'm pretty sure we did not. Because I remember just being so we did not do it, and her being like, "Yeah, you did." Well, my mom was like, "Well, you did play with mud, so you're in trouble." So, yeah. What do I plan to do with my future? That is a really good question. Well, at the moment, I'm not exactly sure. I would love to go and do some kind of performing, like acting or music or something. And I do know that overall, I would just love to continue to write stories and books and stuff. So that's kind of all I know that I want to do with my future. Yeah. I love singing too. It's so much fun. So, yeah. And so that's, I think, about it. I answered a lot of your questions. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me better. And I hope you enjoyed um, learning about the giveaway. So there's two more questions, and I will answer them, and then I will have to go because it is about time for me to do my chores. Do I want to get married someday? Um, I would not say no to marriage if God made that clear that that was what He wanted. But I don't really plan to get married, if you know what I mean. Um, yeah, my goal in life is to be able to enjoy God and to focus on Him and enjoy my life without needing to be married. And if I got married, bring the kids on, you know? So I would love to be a mom maybe. But I don't plan to be a mom, if that makes any sense. And so are you not going to college? Um I am not planning at the moment to go to college, but if I did go to a college, I would want it to be like an acting school or something. Though I would enjoy learning more. So that's my answer. College is still a while away from me though. So yeah. Thank you so much for being here and thank you all for asking questions. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me better and just enjoyed all of this. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed having you chat over here. I enjoyed answering your questions. I enjoyed showing you my pets. So I am glad you all participated and you asked questions. So I will be going now. So goodbye.